Hello there. In this video, we'll go over what tools instructors have at their disposal when they teach a workshop on CGCircuit. In order to access the workshops you're teaching, click on the Workshops in the main header, and in the section My Teaching Workshops, make sure to click on Open Workshop Dashboard. This will load this page, which is the core of your teaching experience. Before we do anything else, let me mention something you will have to do right away before you start your class. Make sure to click on the Discussion button and wait for the page to load, and make sure you click on the Subscribe button here. This will make it so you will receive email notifications every time one of your students adds a new question in the discussion widget. Great! With that done, let's take a quick tour of the workshop dashboard. First of all, you will notice the column on the left. This column contains all the workshops you might be teaching. In this case, this account I'm using is only teaching one workshop, Character Rigging Production Techniques. From this drop-down menu, you will be able to select all the sessions for this workshop. The sessions can be closed for the ones you taught already, in progress for the ones you are teaching. It might also say edited in case you have any changes pending and not published, like in this case, and open enrollment for those sessions that are scheduled but not here yet. In this case, my current session is in progress, and apparently I have some edits not published. But that's not important right now. What's important here is that I can select a session from this drop-down, and the page will load all the information about that session. It is worth mentioning that this workshop I'm using for this demo is a fictitious one, so all the numbers you see are not real. As you can see, the page contains different sections, which have their own functionality. The top section gives you some general information on the workshop. First of all, it tells you the title of the workshop and the status of it. In this case, it's edited and in progress, like we said before. Below, it gives you the list of enrolled students, and for each, it gives you the amount of videos they watched. This can tell you a lot about their engagement with the class. The column on the right side of this tells you a little bit about the revenues the workshop generated. The big number here are the total revenues. And below that number, it tells you the total number of students enrolled, how many of them have paid full price, how many have paid a discounted price, and how many have received the workshop as a gift. This big number on the right-hand side tells you the number of assignments that you haven't provided feedback for. More on that in a second. The buttons below the top section are your main navigation buttons. The Go to Class button allows you to open the class page. That page is where you will spend most of your time. It's a place where you can download the student assignments, upload your feedback, etc. We will go over that page very soon. The Discussion button, as we saw before, will take you to the course page, and it automatically opens the Discussion tab, which contains the discussion widget that you will use to answer general inquiries by the students. The View Course as a Student link allows you to view the course page as if you were a student. This is useful, but only in rare cases where you need to debug something for a student. The link View as Unguided allows you to view the workshop as a regular tutorial. This is useful when your workshop is also sold as an unguided workshop. In the section below, we find the Students' Homework Management. This section is divided in 3 columns. The first column is the list of your students, and each of these names are actually links that can open the class page with that specific user selected. The second column shows you all the students' email addresses, in case you need to contact one of them directly. And the last column is the main part of this section. It allows you to view at a glance what is the status of your students' homework. It is divided in small columns, each representing a week. In this case, you see 9 small columns because this workshop lasts 9 weeks. The little dash symbol means that there was no homework submission for that student on that week. The red icon means that the student has submitted his or her homework, but you haven't provided feedback for him or her. And the green check means that there was a homework submission for which you already have provided feedback. In other words, be on the lookout for red icons, because they mean that there is some work to do. Scrolling down a bit, we can see the Workshop Settings section. This section should never be touched unless for a good reason. You can change the starting date of the workshop, when the live session will occur and at what time, and the max number of students allowed in the class. In order to make these changes, you will need to click on the Publish button, which will actually republish the workshop with the changes you made. The User Enrolled section gives you the list of students enrolled in the workshop, their email addresses, and the price they paid for enrolling in the class. The Email All button is very helpful for sending an announcement to all students. For example, it might happen that you can't make the live session on time, so you can use this button to email all of your students and let them know. Alright, this concludes the main tour of the workshop dashboard. Let's now look at the classroom by scrolling to the top of the page and clicking on the Go to Class button. This will open the classroom. Let's take a quick look. From the top bar, you can select a student from the first drop-down menu. This will load all the data for that student. The second drop-down menu allows you to select a specific week, which will load the page with the data for the selected student on the selected week. The Assignment area will tell you if, for the selected week, you need to give feedback to the selected student, or if you already sent it. The group of buttons on the right are useful shortcuts. The first button allows you to unhide or hide the player. As a teacher, you will not use the video player very much, but sometimes some students will reference a video for their questions, so it's useful to unhide the player in order for you to watch the part of the video the student is referencing. The Assignment button will open the Week's Assignment tab. The Week Assignment tab is divided in two main areas. The left side allows you to read and edit, if necessary, the assignment you gave for that specific week. From the section on the right, you can view the student assignment submission, which is composed of an optional message from the student and the assignment file, which you can download using the Download button. After you download the assignment and check it out, you're supposed to create a video feedback for the student. This video feedback is where the real value of the workshop is for the students, so it's very important to be very thorough with it. After you have recorded the video, make sure to save it as an MP4 with compression H.264. And in order to upload it, you can go back to this page and press the Feedback button. The Feedback button will open the Week's Feedback tab. In this tab, you can write an optional message to the student. This is particularly useful to give a student a glimpse on what the video feedback will cover, or maybe generally give some words of encouragement to the student. The section below the comment allows you to upload your video feedback by clicking on this button and selecting the video file. Then you can select the grade for the student based on the quality of their work for the week, and then the Upload and Submit button will upload and submit the assignment. When that finishes, the student will receive an email to let him or her know that a video feedback is ready to be watched. Finally, if we go back to the top bar, we find another Discussion button, which will open the Discussion tab just as the Discussion button in the dashboard page did. Well, this is it. I hope it was helpful for you to know how teaching a CGCircuit workshop actually works. Thank you very much for watching. Cheers.